On this episode of Science with Shields, we are going to burn a candle underwater. It is meteorologist Christy Shields, and on this episode of Science with Shields, you are going to need a parent or guardian's help, and also you're going to want your safety goggles. This science experiment today is sponsored by Commonwealth Charter Academy. So what are we going to do today? We are going to be able to make a candle burn underwater. So what do you need for this experiment? You will need like a tea light candle like I have here. You will need an empty glass. You will need a lighter, a bowl, and it would be preferably to be clear so that you're able to see this experiment happen. And you'll also need water. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to fill our bowl up with water, which I have right here. And I may need to go to the sink and get a little more water, I think. Looks like it. So let's take this over here quickly. And fill up our bowl. May need one more. All right, we have our bowl filled with water at this point. So the next thing we want to do is we want to take our candle and we are going to light it. And we are going to let this float here at the top of our water. So we have our candle floating on top of the water. The next thing what we want to do is we're going to quickly take this glass and stick it over top of the floating candle. So I am going to move this back here. And what's really cool about this experiment is we're going to see how air actually takes up space, because sometimes we forget that air takes up space. And for example, this glass is completely empty, right? But watch what happens when we stick this down into the water. Our candle is still lit. How neat is that? And you can even lift it up and it's still going to be lit until it gets dunked into the water, and then it's no longer lit. We can actually try something else, which is really cool. And we can watch how the flame, as it burns, it takes out oxygen from our glass. And so if we leave it under the water long enough, it's actually going to suck up all the oxygen that's in the glass, and eventually it will just unlight itself and it will burn out. So I will show you that here. I'm gonna put this tea light candle again into the water, and we will cover it with the glass. And you can see how it's lit, but eventually, like I said, with the burning of the candle, it will take out all the oxygen and it eventually burns out. Really neat experiment, kind of showing you how water does, not water, but air takes up space. Again, have a parent or guardian help you with this experiment. And you can find a whole bunch more experiments if you head over to WTAJ Plus and click on the Science with Shields tab.